Well, here we are. Welcome to the Delegate Wranglers Group Chat, which is our brand new podcast that we thought we would put out there, get some feedback from you guys. And basically, it's going to be me, Di, and some special guests. Here we are today. Our first special guest, actually, is Richard Belcher from 𝗁𝗂 Media. Hello, Rich.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yes, here at International Confex today. Exciting. I feel honoured to be the first in the pilot, in the cockpit with you today.
In the 𝗁𝗂 Media podcast studio.
Yes, indeed.
And what a studio it is.
It's amazing.
And I'm also here with the other co-founder, member of the Delegate Wranglers. Hello, Diane.
Hello, hubby.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How's your show been?
Great, thank you.
Have you stopped talking yet?
No, I've still got my voice, which is great. That's a good start for day 2 of any show for me.
I'm surprised.
Yep.
So,
But it doesn't mean I didn't work hard. I worked really, really hard yesterday.
Debatable. Rich, tell us what's been going on about, just talk about where we are, about your studio, your fantastic studio, what you guys have been doing while you've been here.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I've been sat in your chair for much of yesterday. We've been basically just showing off our podcast studio.
Just showing off.
Yeah, I'm showing off. Simple. The end.
Handstands and...
Yeah. I wish. So we've just been showing off our podcast studio. We love putting these in the middle of show floors, creating a nice buzz. He says, as people are taking photos around and stuff like that. It's just a great way to create some content, have a bit of fun, and hear from exhibitors, speakers, all that kind of stuff. And so we've been doing that for the last few days, and then this morning I put everything up from yesterday. So I'm feeling quite efficient.
Nice.
You've got quite a big team here as well, haven't you?
Yes, we've got lots. We're doing lots of the stages as well. So
And a brilliant team, can we just say? They're not just a big team, they are a brilliant team.
And Di, do you want to tell everybody about our stand as well? What's been going on here?
Our stand's really busy. It's a great vibe, always is, and that's probably the biggest thing that I've picked up from yesterday. Is everybody loves the vibe on the stand. So as a stand share opportunity, it's our community, isn't it, on a show floor? And I often talk about the Delegate Wranglers when people ask me to explain it. I say it's no different than a trade show floor because we've got buyers and suppliers. Everybody wants to network. They want to win business. They want to grow, and it's
a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
We very much, we're all about the vibe, aren't we? Having a nice time while you're you're doing business and things like that. That's what it's all about.
It's been great.
So obviously we're not here just to talk about International Confex and what we're about. Obviously the point of this podcast is we thought we would open the kind of pull back the curtain a bit on the Delegate Wranglers and what we get up to and what some of our partners and some of the people that we know in the industry, what goes on. And which leads me on to the first section of it that we'd like to call, and the client never knew. So just for some context, I've been in the industry for 25, 26, 27 years now, actually, working I was a freelance event manager all over the world, traveling, doing pharmaceutical conferences and everything. So I've had so many scrapes you wouldn't believe. Di, give us a bit of your background before you started working for me, everyone.
I'll say you
work for me.
The bosses are over there. Listen, we all know who the real boss is. It's all the women again.
Nah.
Behind every great man and all that. Yeah. No, my background is as a professional photographer, which I absolutely loved. So myself and Neil were both self-employed, working at home in the same office. And for years and years, he's groomed me. And
Go on, the word groom.
And he said, come and work for the Delegate Wranglers, come and work for the Delegate Wranglers. Like it was literally like, come over to the dark side.
Yeah.
But I loved what I did. And unfortunately, obviously, when COVID hit, my priorities changed with family life and things like that. And it was just a very natural progression.
Yeah.
To then move over to the Delegate
Because
Wranglers.
basically she was, sat on the other side of the office and she was hearing all the issues and things I was dealing with and all the good sides and everything. So she kind of knew everything. We would talk about it anyway.
But we worked on jobs together. So Neil would have an event in London, then they'd need a photographer. He'd put a button forward. I'd get the job. So we'd do things like that.
Can I suggest one little aside here that we haven't talked about, right? For those of you with your bingo cards, right? Di has now just said the pandemic. So COVID is the first stamp on your bingo card. There it is.
I usually say that time when we were stuck at home. I usually always say it is a trigger word for me. Let's say, right, so let's not go there. Let's
see what others we can get.
Yeah. But so I do remember that first day 12 years ago when Neil said those 3 little words across the office to me.
I love you.
The Delegate Wranglers. Yeah. And from there, the Delegate Wranglers was born. And there's a great story behind it. But prior to that, prior to my photography, I was a buyer for a retail company. For a sports section of this retail company. So I've got that buyer's side of the industry as well. So I've got Neil's event side, working alongside him, the photography side, and then obviously as a buyer.
I'm being on site and not on any events, and you must have had some on-site shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to work it out while you were talking. I think it's 20 years this year for me.
Wow.
So
Don't look it.
yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? Yeah, I did have a hairline when I first joined. But yeah, I mean, yes, I've broadly seen everything, as I assume most people do. There is an interesting space in events that the front of house never normally see, called a green room, and people in the green room often forget they're in a green room with other people, and they think that the green room is just for them, and that's what it's most.
And also they're in a really weird headspace at that time.
Yeah.
Because they're either really confident and really like, I only want blue M&Ms and all that kind
Exactly.
of stuff. Or they're really nervous and they're kind of trying to hide.
I think most people are really nervous, and that's why they demand blue M&Ms. Because why would you want blue M&Ms otherwise? But yeah, so I've seen lots of that. Celebrities typically are the most interesting of those characters because they're either really nice blokes,
Yeah.
or they're really not nice blokes, and there's not really an in between, is my experience. But yes, lots of fun in my 20 years since I was a fetus.
Di's had a lot of experience of working with celebrity. If anybody doesn't know, Di's very modest about calling herself a professional photographer. She used to shoot for OK magazine, all kinds of things. Honestly, go to big parties. She's not a paparazzi.
No, I've never done paparazzi. I've always been on the inside.
Okay.
So the official one, but she's got some amazing, like she'll say, oh, well, to me, I'm a big Liverpool fan, obviously. And she'll say to me, oh, yeah, I was at that party the other night. Yeah, Kenny Dalglish carried me photography bag.
No, I wouldn't even say that. No, that story goes, it'd been peeing down with rain all night. I had to get across a field to this marquee for a big event. And obviously my kiss and everything's heavy. And Neil says, how did you manage when you got there? I said, it's all right. Kenny took me stuff in for me. And Neil just sits there blank looking at me and he goes, can you just rewind what you've just said? And I said, well, Kenny took my stuff in. And he goes, you don't know what that means to me. He's my hero growing up. Do you know what I mean? And so for clarity, it was obviously Kenny Dalglish.
Di's got many, many celeb stories. Honestly, some of them we can't talk about.
No, well, I'd have to be very careful. I mean, I'm not really doing my photography. Keep a hand in every now and again, but I would never be booked again if I shared too much information. So that is one for another time. But
that's just to give you a bit of context about this section, really. All of us in the industry, particularly all the event managers out there, and obviously all the production people, especially, like more so than us. Some of the things that we've had to just deal with at the very, very last minute. You must have had some crackers.
So many last minute requests. So many. Everything from, I need my presentation loaded in. Great. Where is it? You were supposed to send it 3 days ago.
Back in Vienna.
Where is it? Oh yeah, I think it's on my Google Drive somewhere.
Let's go find it.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. So yeah, they're my favorites. But the issue is, right, and I'm going to try and say this without sounding silly, but the problem is we always deliver at First Sight Media, so no one learns, and they've got no reason. And I think most good production companies will just, roll with the punches on that kind of thing. And so people, medical professionals tend to be the worst. And
that was my industry.
Leo's pharma, he can vouch for that.
So yeah, pharma and medical, they tend to be the worst. And it's fair, right? I could okay. Oh yeah, so I've just take my hand out of the heart to do my presentation. No, don't do that.
No. Listen, I've just one of my many tales. I'm going to tell a story of when I was organizing a big pharmaceutical conference. 500 people, 500 doctors got flown out to Marbella, and they had all these. It was about bone density.
Okay.
So they had this expert speaking. They flew him in from America to talk about, he worked for NASA.
Okay.
This guy I think he just retired. No, he was still there. He was at NASA. They flew him in because obviously bone density when you're in space is a big thing. So they lose bone density when they're in space, astronauts, which is just...
I'm glad you clarified, because you said obviously. I was like, really? I don't know.
Well, when you're a man of science like me,
Sorry, yeah, that must be it. Yeah.
so obviously I was the event organizer, and I remember briefing this guy the day before. You know, we obviously do a setup, get all the speakers up to make sure they're comfortable on the lectern, doing a bit what you guys do, you know. And on the lectern we had slide advance button.
Yep.
So green, obviously, with an arrow pointing to the right for and red to go back left. And anyway, so this guy's like, yeah, fine. You know, work for NASA, you know, I'm all over. Anyway, he gets up on the stage on the day in front of the founder people, starts moving the slide forward. Then he gets to a one where he wanted to go back, and he's like, guys, how do I move backwards? And I'm sitting there thinking, you work for NASA. You couldn't work that out.
It's funny actually, because those clickers, we have a bunch of them, and I often say it's a very complicated. The big forward arrow goes forward and the big back arrow goes back. I probably wouldn't have done that to someone coming from NASA. I would have assumed they could have worked it out.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rich, but I don't know if we're going to catch this on camera, but just in the background, there's a huge dinosaur walking past.
Of course there is.
It's a standard day at Confex, yeah.
I can confirm that we're seeing that too.
It's also mine, altering drugs, 𝗲𝗶𝗀𝗲.
Oh. So Diana, you must have had some crackers as well.
But I think what we need to do is, this is a pilot, and we want to leave people wanting more.
Don't want to get too many away.
Yeah, there's so many stories. I mean, literally some would blow your mind. Some you will have tears running down your face, and we want to share them all with everyone. And we want your input as well. We want our members, we want our community to bring us their stories. You know, it's what brings us together. You know, for us, community is all about communication both ways. So us communicating with our members and our members communicating with us, and it's an open conversation with everybody. So we want to share all of that.
I've got one, assuming that I'm not going to be on the podcast very often.
Oh, we
right?
want you on all the time. There's a lot of brotherly love here between you two. There's bromance going on.
I've got one from we always have what we call a panic microphone, right? And this is a handheld mic. So if everyone gets a lapel, we have a handheld mic.
Yeah.
And I always say to the speaker, this is the panic mic. If you see me hand it to you, take it, use it, right? It means your mic's broke.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we were doing an event in Germany, and it's the first time I've ever gone, get him the panic mic. And so literally someone just waited out, handed the mic, So later on, the German client that was there, one of the guests was like, "Oh, so the microphone, this was a mistake." Yeah, did it break? And I said, "Oh yeah, unfortunately, that's why we had to run that." And he looked really pleased with himself, right? And he said, "Oh, this is British engineering, is it?" And I was like,
Good luck with the German. Right?
"No, it's a Sennheiser microphone."
I think you'll find.
Yes. And his face went white. And I went, "Rich one, you know." That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that is funny. And I guess, another section of this, have just thought of something on the fly. I wish we could have some recordings of the crew conversations that go on the crew can.
No, it's
during the conference.
No, veto.
They're my outtakes too. The ones that never make it out of the camera.
We do, at First Sight, we do a lot of graduations. And
you do a hell of
silly amounts of graduations. And you can't see them as sheep, right? They're all unique people.
It's their moment.
But sometimes you have to talk about something else to just take your mind off it. We have lots of games that we play.
Oh, bingo. Kind of bingo.
Yeah, like bingo games, but also like my favorite is change a word. So that's change a word of either a movie or a song title or a lyric.
Or a swear word.
To be a porn.
This game, I played this game as well.
Yeah.
It's such fun.
Yeah. So yes, there are lots of good examples. I shan't name any of them right now. But yeah, there's some goodies.
Do you know what I love about production companies? I'm going to say all good production companies. Every production company, really. The amount of spare kit they bring.
Yeah.
You have a cable, batteries, whatever you need, a connection, anything in the van.
Yeah.
The van is like never-endingly sized because it's got all this stuff in it.
We used to call it Pack for Sophos, who are one of our customers that would always do the classic, "Oh, could we do this as well?"
Can we?
So we would scope the job, they would agree it, and then
And the fly, yeah.
and then on the fly we'd go, oh, you know what, they're going to ask for a countdown timer, or they're going to ask for that, and they say, no, we don't want that, we don't want that. Okay, sure, pack it anyway. It's going.
And it goes
Yeah.
So, to that end as well, we just like to, as Di was saying, we want this to be interactive with people and other guests as well. So, if you've got any tales of bad things that have happened on set, they don't have to be emergencies. It can be really funny things or really lucky things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're saved by a bit of luck, not even like your expertise. It's a bit of luck.
Yes, that bit of gaffer tape that just held on so that for those 3 days. Just don't go, Amber.
Honestly, yeah, Gaffer, exactly that. So, email me, Neil at the Delegate Wranglers, and we'll see if we can get you on as a guest, or we can kind of talk about some of these things. What did I say? Did I say .co.uk?
Said nothing. You said Neil at the Delegate Wranglers. It's going nowhere, that email.
I did that one, and guy.
Yeah.
Neil at the Delegate Wranglers.com, as I was saying.
Well, so I'll put a lower third up for you. Yeah.
Don't forget, the stuff that happens on the group every week is so fun as well. It's not just historical stories. It's stuff that happens every week. I mean, one funny story was someone come on, they were looking for a venue for an event. You might, normal, think that's fine, yeah. For his wife's book launch of her erotic novel. That was a good one.
I mean, you can send in your suggestion for an ideal venue to Neil at the delegatewranglers.com. And by the way, it wasn't me asking for Diane's erotic novel. It was somebody that has.
But yeah.
I've written a note. Don't answer.
So yeah, stuff like that, but not only that, the amount of business is being done on the group every week, sometimes you're talking like over £1 million worth of business going through the group every week. And it's the members that win in that business. So, what people need to remember is I'm there. I want to support the members to grow their businesses, win the business, grow the network, all of that. And the more you put in, the more you lean into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So, I always say in the nicest possible way, there's no room for lurkers, okay? And I mean that really nicely because there's so many missed opportunities if you're not engaging. So, we want to educate everyone to get the most out of the group. That's what I'm there for. We want to share some of the stories that are happening on the group every week, some of the great pieces of business that are being won.
And a little tip as well for anyone who's like, wanted anything on the group or wanted to ask a question. Nice questions. And if you want somebody to say yes, send them to me. Bad cop over there.
Yeah, as everyone knows, we've got a good cop, bad cop situation going on, haven't we?
Yeah.
Neil's good cop, Rich.
This might be a nice in for people that haven't engaged in the platform before. So just tell us, what is the most effective use of a piece of gaffer tape that you've used? Anything like that. Just something that's just got you out of jail, or something, just simple.
Event managers, we honestly, as an event manager and production people as well, you have to do some crazy things. You get asked for something so bizarre. But I think that's part of the fun of it. It's not mundane. Every day and every client is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do some things that are quite formulaic. The worst thing is when you get a series of, we've got 50 road shows for you to do. We want everyone to be exactly the same. On one hand, yeah, it's easy because you can, but it can be a bit boring. Yeah, but yeah, it's all those kind of wild, fun things and last minute. I mean, we've been asked for like an owl. Can somebody provide an owl for an event on the group?
Yeah.
Things like that.
We were asked for a tank as well, and we had to clarify, do you mean a tank that you put water in or a tank that you drive?
And it's a tank to drive over a car.
And did we manage to...
There's not much that we haven't fixed.
We don't get beaten very often. Yeah. Honestly, we don't get beaten very often. Well, most of the time it's all about, particularly when we're on site and at our events, we do educational events. And yeah, we have a lot. I mean, you guys can vouch to this. We have a lot of fun as well.
We do.
Some of our parties are now legendary as well.
I think they all are.
Events, networking events.
Networking events, yes. Networking events. So I think we're probably going to wrap it up now for our pilot. And this is something, as I say, we hope to do more of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, do send us lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
About gaffer tape or otherwise.
Yeah. Can be anonymous.
Yes, if you want it to be.
If you want anonymous,
there might be a lot of the words allegedly used in this. So I'm going to end with one quick question for Rich that I normally ask everyone I speak to on these type of things. First of all, 2 questions. Who's favourite member of the Delegate Wranglers? You could have the team.
Both of you.
What
about Amy?
And Amy.
What about Molly the dog?
And Molly, yeah. It's impossible to choose.
And who's your favourite member of the First Sight Media team?
I think probably our customer service person, Claire, who happens to be my wife. Correct. She is my favorite.
Didn't I say behind every great man? And all that, Rich? There we go.
It's the other way round with this one. I'm behind her for sure. And yes, definitely Claire.
Well, listen, thank you, Rich. Thanks, Di. This has been our first pilot. Well, first. Do you have a first pilot?
It's our
Do
pilot.
you have a second pilot?
Inaugural? I don't know.
Yeah, it's our
Throw
pilot.
words out. No, just be confident with it. No one will know.
I'll work it. But this is going to be, this has been our first show.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed it.
Good.
Thank you, Rich.
Let's hope people watching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you soon.